Crystal's life started in the unlikeliest way. She wasn't found in a forest or safely tucked beside her mother. Instead, she was discovered lying cold and helpless on the deck of a swimming pool, barely the size of a hand, only a few hours old. She should have been cared for by her mother, but instead she was fighting to survive. The family who found her ran a small wildlife rescue center. They knew she needed help right away. They warmed her, bottle-fed her, and cared for her around the clock. For weeks they worked tirelessly, and slowly Crystal began to grow stronger. Everyone hoped she would eventually be released back into the wild where she belonged. But as she got older, something unexpected happened. Crystal developed a rare autoimmune condition that affected her legs. By the time she was just a few months old, she could no longer walk the way a raccoon should. That made it clear she would never survive in the forest. She couldn't climb trees, search for food, or protect herself. So the family made the choice to keep her as a permanent member of their home. She would be safe, loved, and free to live life in her own way. And that's when she met Tumba. Tumba was the family's big, gentle dog. He had never met a raccoon before, and Crystal had never been around a dog. At first, Crystal didn't know what to make of him. Some days she was curious, other days she stayed away. But Tumba didn't rush her. He was patient, always calm, always gentle. Little by little, Crystal began to trust him. What started as quick glances turned into shared naps. Soon she was curling up beside him on the couch, her tiny body pressed against his, Tumba's slow heartbeat soothing her to sleep. From then on, their bond only grew. They became inseparable. They shared afternoons lying side by side, mornings at the breakfast table, and long stretches of quiet companionship. Crystal would sometimes steal the best bites of food, and Tumba never seemed to mind. Even though Crystal couldn't return to the forest, she found her own way to explore. A kind supporter sent her a stroller, and it quickly became one of her favorite things. On walks, her ears twitched like little radars as she listened to the world around her. She couldn't run through the trees, but she could still soak in the sights, sounds, and smells of the outdoors. Crystal also learned her own ways of communicating. She used her tail, gentle nudges, and body language to tell her humans what she wanted. She became surprisingly expressive, letting her family know when she wanted attention, food, or playtime. But no matter what, her favorite thing was always Tumba. Tumba became her guardian and her best friend. He was the one who stayed by her side, the one who made her feel safe. And in return, Crystal gave him something priceless, the joy of unconditional friendship. At home, they were a pair that could not be separated. If Crystal was curled up on the couch, Tumba was there too. If Tumba went to lie down, Crystal followed. They had their routines, their games, and their quiet moments together. What started as curiosity turned into one of the deepest friendships their family had ever seen. Crystal's story is proof that even when life doesn't go as planned, love can create a new path. She may never run through the forest, but she has something just as meaningful, a forever family and a soulmate in Tumba. Their bond is a reminder that friendships don't need to follow rules. A raccoon and a dog weren't supposed to become best friends, but that's exactly what happened. Together they built a life filled with trust, laughter, and comfort. Crystal may look different from other raccoons, and her life may not be what nature intended, but she has everything she needs: safety, love, and companionship. She proves every day that being different isn't a weakness. It just makes her story unique. For Tumba, life with Crystal has been just as rewarding. She gave him a new purpose, a friend to watch over, and a bond that will never be replaced. Today, Crystal lives a life filled with care and joy. She may not be wild, but she is free in her own way. And every day, she and Tumba show that love knows no boundaries. If Crystal and Tumba's friendship touched your heart, give the story a like, share it with friends, or tell us about the most unexpected friendship you've ever seen in the comments. Even sharing helps more animals like Crystal find the safety and love they deserve.